Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back again to the Summit 6 qualifiers. We're going to be taking a look at game number 3. We've gone the distance. KP facing off against F.R.I.E.N.D.S. It's going to be fabulous. I'm Lyrical, joined as well by PQMZ. We saw some shenanigans in game number 1 with Naga Sirens and Omni Knights and all those other fun heroes. Game number 2, a little bit of a return to normalcy, and it's actually going to be the Mirana again. First picked every game so far. And I guess these guys just really like the hero.
Yeah, definitely like the hero of the series in the drafting aspect. The bans have been the same from the second game, just reversed picking order this time. So friends get the option to take the Mirana.
5 seconds remaining.
If we continue on the trend, they win the game because they have Mirana, like the other two games. See what Kaipi do to change it up. Witch Doctor, pretty standard. Played really well last game on Fluff.
Yeah, he did a great job with it. There were a couple of moments
really
where it felt
build,
like
though.
he was just kind of food for the side of the Life Stealer and the Ricky, but still able to make his presence felt, and, you know, the heals at various points in times, just playing a good support in that early game for them. And they go back for the Juggernaut now. I mean, that untargetability, you get nice little Blade Fury. It feels like it's a good response to the Mirana to me. What do you think?
I think it's a really good hero against Mirana. I've heard from certain people the laning stage doesn't quite favor him, but I think in reality it's close to 50-50. And he always has a lot of kill potential on her when any kind of stun comes out or any kind of silence. So I really like Jug. It's a super safe hero that doesn't put you in any kind of bad positions. It can transition in all stages of the game very well.
Yeah.
Hits towers, gives you team fight, kills Roshan. Great hero.
No. And the Oracle gets taken now, the nice response to the Mirana. I mean, it's also pretty great against the Juggernaut in the earlier stages too, even though you don't tend to see them laning against each other. If they do happen to be near each other, you can throw out that Fate's Edict, all of a sudden all that damage that comes out from Blade Fury doesn't really do anything at all. But the Huskar ban, no great surprise there either. Is there anything that's carrying over from the previous game that you sort of feel like is something that either team needs to be particularly aware of, like a thing that you saw as far as map rotations or laning stage dynamics that could carry over and be impactful in this game that, you know, either side needs to be really prepared for?
I think it just comes down to 4 position supports again. It sounds very boring to say, but those heroes are generally the ones that make the highest impact early. Last game, Bambo pretty much set everything up in the first few minutes. So if he gets Spirit Breaker again, I'm sure he'll do it. But there's still a Spirit, Ricky, Night Stalker's a hero that's fallen off, but they all do the same thing, and early game really comes down to them. There's very little one-on-one mid matchups that people outplay each other in anymore that actually equates to anything mattering. It just feels like the roaming heroes have complete control in the first 5 minutes.
Okay.
Unless there's heroes like Brood and you do like aggro tri-lanes and things, that changes the meta a bit.
Oh, and the IO taken now. This to me, it's sparking a little bit of curiosity. I think that it might be tiny time, and F.R.I.E.N.D.S.
Sing tiny.
I mean, it's what he's ran consistently. We saw at WESG, obviously it was Wolf that was playing there. It wasn't actually KP, all right? F.R.I.E.N.D.S. take the Pudge. That's great. It was banned out third in, I think, the second game, if I'm not mistaken, and it is going to be the Tiny. So a lot of interesting dynamics here. You talked about 4 position heroes. Is that what we're expecting out of this Pudge?
Maybe they run it off lane, but I'm pretty sure No Fear plays it. So support Pudge. It's really rising up. Before I go into it anymore though, do you know if you Fate's Edict the Jug when he's Omni Slashing, does it dispel it so he can auto attack in the Omni Slash? There's just one interaction that came into my head that I have no idea how it works.
I mean, no, I don't know. I've got no freaking clue. I have a feeling that that doesn't work because that sounds silly.
No, like the Omni Slash damage will still work.
Right, of course.
But he can auto attack between it.
I know.
So
5 seconds remaining.
I am under the impression that it dispels when it goes off there. Although you can use items within it, so there's a chance. To me, that feels like so minuscule
No, it's just something that I was really
Yeah.
curious about because it's an interaction that literally just popped into my head, and
Radiant
maybe
team
someone
bet.
in Twitch chat can enlighten you, and then you can tell me.
You really gonna go to Twitch chat letting us know
Radiant
about
team
the interactions of Omnislash and Fate's Edict? They don't even understand what
Dude.
Oracle does.
No, but if you ask Twitch chat to go find something out for you, they are the best detectives in the world. Don't doubt them.
Okay,
You
we'll
know,
see.
they will come up with the goods. Half of
Alright.
them will troll the shit out of you,
10
but the other
seconds
guys will come up
remaining.
with the goods.
There's nothing that you can gain though, because there's 10,000 people that
5
are just going to be
seconds
saying
remaining.
random shit that doesn't even matter. Anyways, I need to. We're going to get back on
Dire
track here.
team
Slardar and Morphling are going to be the picks. We've talked about heroes just taking over a game. Morphling to me is like the be all end all as far as those types of heroes. You run them down, you get a heck of a lot of farm, you start taking towers, easy peasy, and no silences right now for KP
seconds
either.
There is a lot of burst from Tiny though,
5
so
seconds
they have
remaining.
that to their advantage. And don't think there's any silences left in the pool
Reserve
unless they
time.
want to do something like an offlane park. Offlane Earth Spirit's kind of like dead.
Hmm.
So it's a really good Morphling game as long as he just allows for the burst damage of Jug crits and Tiny with an Echo Saber. Then he should be fine. He's also got the luxury of Oracle and Pudge, are two very good defensive
Tidehunter.
supports.
Well, there it is. Tidehunter is the last pick coming out from Kaipi, and we'll see how it ends up going. Bambo is going to take the IO. No real surprise there, and Yoku playing his Morphling. I'm excited. It's actually going to be an always wanna fly Pudge as opposed to the no fear. He's been taking that Oracle and running it to pretty great effect. I just feel like Oracle is such a great hero against everybody from Kaipi pretty much. You look at being able to Fate's Edict off either A, your team's damage, or B, the heavy right clicks coming in from Tiny or Juggernaut to dispel them. Like, either one of those, it just feel like it's a great game for Oracle, and No Fear has been playing it great so far this series.
Yeah, I agree with that. And it's... I
10
feel like in
seconds
theory,
remaining.
it's a be-all end-all counter to a lot of things this game. But in
5
practice,
seconds
you still have
remaining.
to get the spells out at the right time, and Kaipi have to give you the time to adjust, so it can still work. Because at the end of the day, Dodo's a bad execution.
Nope.
Theory does not
Prepare for battle.
quite get you there.
And we will see how this ends up going as we get ready to hop into game number 3. Who is going to the upper bracket? Who's going to the lower bracket? How is it all going to work out? And we will find out now.
What do you think? What's your bet?
My bet, it's tough to tell. I really think that it's going to come down to No Fear's play, and I am betting on his Oracle. He played it pretty great throughout the past couple of games, and to me, he feels like he might be the most important hero in this game. That being said, I can't help but love the
Pudge,
snowball
dude.
potential. I'm going to go with Friends. I think they've got this one.
And I will counteract you and say Kaipi.
Okay. Sounds
Purely
good.
for
30 seconds
ease of
to battle.
execution and when they peak. Morphling is not a hero around the 15-minute mark in a lot of games. And if you look at what Kaipi want to be doing, they want, ideally, Arcane Mech on the Tide at a good timing, Wisp's level 6. Tiny has his first item, whether it's Blink, whether it's Shadowblade, Jug has his first item, and then they just go and do things.
But that's just
And I
it,
think
though,
that's
is
a
that
window
I
where
think that
friends are
that's
really
the
weak.
timing where Oracle is going to be
battle
like so
begins.
strong countering act what they're doing. Like an Avalanche toss combo, all of a sudden you get a Fate's Edict on them. The question is, like, does that happen? Do they keep their Morphling alive? And are they going to be able to break high ground? That's my read of it, at least. And I've been known to be wrong 1 billion times and a half, but we'll see.
I mean, everyone's wrong when it comes to Dota, so you don't have to feel too bad. But if Tiny's got a Blink, does he have time to react? If he's got a Shadowblade, is he the one getting put out instead? Like,
It comes down
there
to
is-
believe in No Fear. For now, at least, Thundershock is going to... I would agree. It's going to be a tough one. He throws out the arrow. It's not a bad way to start. It's a thing of... a sign of what's to come, potentially. It's Bambo and Sing Sing mid lane having to face off against each other. Oh.
And this is... It's not a great lane for Mirana, but she shouldn't die unless her leap gets cancelled by toss. Which I don't imagine is something Sing will go for. He'll probably just go for the upfront burst damage with the combo. And if she ferries out enough selves and keeps arrowing the ranged creeps, or even having to go back and arrowing the hard camp, I think she'll still get something out of this lane.
I mean, she's
But
doing a
Friends have
decent
to make sure
chunk
the
of
other lanes
damage.
work.
Sexy Bambo having to deal with it, and they're even thinking about diving this. You need to be careful. They do have
Chicken,
Avalanche Toss, not enough mana though to use it, and Arrow turnaround. They've got Always Want to Fly in the area. They are getting very frisky here in the mid lane, tossing back the Pudge away from their buddies. All right, this is going to be these types of games.
Yeah, I talked about 4 position heroes, and if that was the level 2 Pudge, which it is now.
Oh, pump fake. Always Want to Fly. Always Want to hit hook. It's the creep. Oh no.
Stupid creep getting in his way. Good duke from
Oh,
Bambo.
Yoku though. Also down bottom. They're battling down here. These are not small lane. They're people getting angry at each other.
Yeah, man, they're Dota players.
Wanna get to the
They get
bounty
angry.
room. Have a toss. Meanwhile, Fluff shows up. A couple right clicks could come. Is not going to be able to hit that arrow though. Now, Kuhn in the bottom lane is going to have to TP out as well. Does make the escape the hook.
Pretty good for
Radiant's
Kaipi so
bottom
far though.
tower
The
is
Tide's
under
having
attack.
a good impact in his off lane, whereas Slider's forcing himself into the jungle. Which I don't disagree with. Jug is a very scary hero to lane against. So it all just kind of comes down to how much this mid lane can be affected by the Pudge. Or how overambitious Kaipi get. Because this is a very dive heavy combo. If you want to punish people, you do it like behind their tier 1 tower when they've leapt away and you continue chasing them. So Singh already has food, so he definitely has the
arrow.
potential to do that.
Toss back onto the creep. Always Want to Fly, taking some damage. He's starting to drop somewhat low. They are thinking about diving this one. No more mana for an Avatos. Fairy fires up, trying to go for the deny. Ends up getting it. Sing taking tower damage as well. And with the Slardar there, Bambo is going to have to back off.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
It's a good TP in, but a tiny bit too late. And that's kind of exactly what I mean. You know, their aggression goes into the tier 1 and Friends need to have the Pudge there to punish that.
Tidehunter's super
least they-
dead. Ooh.
Yeah, at least they get in bottom, so the push doesn't do nothing in a window where you kind of had to either help mid or get a kill bottom.
Nope, they find
Just
it.
see the disparity. Might farm. Jug's free farming. Maybe he's missed one creep. I can't do math. Too lazy. Morphling, on the other hand, he's getting heavily contested.
Well, in mid lane, under shock, trying to battle it out as well. It's been a rough go for him so far. Definitely the 7 and 2 versus the 12 and 5, and it looks like maybe the lone bright spot has been this. Tidehunter's gotten about equitable farm with the Slardar, but at every point, another Avalanche Toss. They actually just go for the straight toss. Undershock taking a couple of tower damage. He might end up just going down there. Bambo trying to man up against him, and the Avalanche will secure that kill. Tiny making it work. And Always Want to Fly now also with the rotation in for Bone 7.
Oh my God.
They might just be able to find this kill. Where's the Fate's Edict? You don't have it, no fear. Oh, help your carry. It doesn't happen in
dude.
time. And now Always Want to Fly,
That's-
going to try and deny
Radiant's
himself. He
middle
does get out of
tower
there.
is
All
under
right,
attack.
nicely played there for that at least.
That's such a baller move. Like, he dodges away from him. He's man fighting Pudge. Bone 7 comes down at a time of the game where you normally wait for your level 6 because it's just kind of ingrained in your head. That's when you rotate. But it's so good that he has this early TP, and now they can transition this into Blade Furying and Echo Smashing down this triple staff. This is such a game-winning rotation from him. It sets the pace for them really well. As long as he doesn't get punished for it,
Well,
he's
got
gonna be
wave
so
for
happy
him.
with us.
Fortune's End. It's going to keep him in place. No Blade Fury. Is it going to be enough? He's very tanky. Oh, man. It literally
Yeah,
would have
man.
been one more right click. 30 damage, and now mid lane again. Undershock getting tossed back onto the creeps. Nice jump away, but can Bambo find the angle? They're trying to break the with the balls
Ever?
and getting regen back up. There is a toss. He wanted to hit him so bad. They actually are going to be able to find the kill. They throw Always Want to Fly to the high ground. Bambo running away. Can they do it? Is it the Great Escape? It's not going to be quite enough. And potentially Sing might even be punished. They've got one more hook in a second, and looking for it, pulls it back in. There's the kill. Always Want to Fly, making the plays.
That's what they have to focus on with this Pudge, punishing the shit out of this tiny IO. And despite the fact that their safe lane kind of had a disasterific start with the jug moving down, they kind of salvaged it a bit in the mid lane.
Well, and I mean, also, it was a good amount of time that Bone 7 was out of lane. Obviously, taking that big stack helps out a hell of a lot for them. But Jug free farm is a scary thing indeed. Morphling is only 300 gold behind. Undershock, meanwhile, is going to get Avalanche tossed back again, but the hook from Always Wanna Fly keeps him alive. And Arrow, ooh, almost connects.
I swore like that hit on my screen, but sometimes the hitbox is like different, I swear.
Oh my God, Sing
Look
Sing.
how deep he's
What are you
going.
doing?
Like, he gets this.
What are you doing? That is not the play. They're pulling him into the tier 2s. Are they actually going to find these kills? Mirana takes down the IO. Sing Sing's still running out of here. He is pretty dead, but trying to create the maximum amount of space possible. Is he really going to... Oh my God.
No,
All right. That was...
Just wants by area gold. Denied.
All right.
That's the aggression they need to chill on though, because they can't afford to give up the advantage they should be getting by trying to overplay. They don't even have... okay, they've got one double stack in the wood, so they haven't got anything to fall back on. They're just playing like pure aggression. And Tide has his 6 as well. I think maybe the plays to go bottom with someone, or maybe he moves somewhere else.
Yeah.
I'd like to see them use this ASAP.
A lot of different ways to go about it, depending on how they want to run. It does look like right now, at least, Yoku is trying to pressure this tower. And I mean, Hoon is here. He has his level 6, but they're bringing in more heroes. The wraparound from Pudge will be there. There's the Fortune's End. Waveform forward could be there as well, and they find that kill. Just like that. It's pretty easy. And they'll spot out this ancient stack as well.
It's a shame they don't have the heroes to be able to contest it. Sorry, they can contest it, but they can't take it.
Right.
Dire's bottom tower
None of their heroes are ancient killers. At least in stacked form. Morphling can do fine when it's a single.
Well, they dropped the ward too as well to block out any more of that coming out from them. So, doing what they can, and it's feeling pretty good so far for the side of KP as far as getting to their plays. But if they could find a kill here, this would be pushing them back pretty far. It doesn't look like it's going to happen, though.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
This is just a stage of the game where they want IO's level 6, I think, and then they're going to start working with the Ravage. Something I only just noticed as well is the Coon or Free, however he prefers. He's lowest on the network chart.
Yeah.
The few deaths he's tanked have chunked him down, and he's still like level 7. Or he's about to get it. It's really weird how offlane works at times. Sometimes you have like complete free farm and you're underleveled, and other times you hit a nice timing on your levels, but you never have any creeps.
Well, sort of the way of it. I mean, they can get back into this game definitely with a nice Ravage if they're able to find it, and it's just about getting into those positions. But it does feel more like right now KP trying to build into these first couple of items for their heroes. The movement down here to the side as they hit the hook onto Bone 7. Always Wanna Fly, slowing him down. Omni Slash turnaround, wasn't expecting that one, and now might just be able to get out of here. They've got the healing ward in the area. Do take that one down finally. Bone 7 manning up against Yoku. He's in some trouble. Waveform away. No Fear here as well. TPing out with the strength form. They cancel out that Ravage. And it looks like with this, No Fear should be able to get out. Maybe he just ulties and then TPs, guys. I think gonna survive through this. Back in Fountain.
He even selves in the Fountain.
Oh, what?
It doesn't matter.
Oh, no.
He needed to W himself earlier, I think, and then ulti.
Yeah.
But it's really good for Kaipi. They saved their Ravage as well. If he'd have used it on the TPing Morphling, I don't think it would have hit, so good restraint on his end. And now they're just in a very convenient position to start putting some pressure. Fortunately, the Tiny's getting very put out.
In some trouble. Arrow goes through as well. Not going to matter. They find doubles. Relocate did not end up saving him, so Bambo is probably going to come back to his death.
This blink on Slardar is actually remarkably early. So now this is the hero that can start setting the pace. And Kaipi have to not split up like that. when they're going in the woods without vision. They were in a really good position when they just walk like this way and go meet their team, or they go sit in the jungle and start using the relocate when the other guys take the fight. But that's like the ideal scenario for Friends to find them, and they get 2 nice easy kills.
Sentry ward drops. They realized that this could have been a scary spot, and now they have Omni Slash back up soon, but it doesn't look like you want to push this too much further. It's a little bit of a...
It's got 2 gold as well. You'd want to spend that before you fight at this stage, ideally. Relocating 20 as well.
Perseverance, and they're manning up against this. They want to contest for this, and Afterlife there's the crush. Bone 7, maybe in a little bit of trouble. They pull back the Coon, and he's now going to be controlled by Always Want to Fly. I don't think you want to Ravage here for this, and he's just going to end up having to eat another gank. He goes down.
He's not having a fun game at all. He's been level 6 for like 6 minutes. Okay, not 6 minutes, like 4. And he hasn't been able to press Ravage once. He hasn't been able to take his Ancients. Frenzy's doing a really good job of dealing with him. I think it's a lot to do with the Pudge as well.
Yeah.
Like he can isolate him in a position where he's against 4 heroes and his team can't follow up.
Undershock invisible in the mid lane. They spot that Bone 7 is here and could try and bait this out a little bit. He goes for the spin. No fear there to keep him alive. Bone 7 realizes that something's amiss and he might just get arrowed now. They also have the hook shot available. Witch Doctor takes down the Slardar all in the meantime. And in the meantime, Bone 7 goes for the Omni, keeps alive, Always Want to Fly. He's just going to be able to walk away from this one. They make the plays. Nicely done.
Yeah, nice turn of events for them. And with the tier 1 being so low mid, I imagine they feel quite comfortable taking this. They still have Ravage available, so contesting on Friend's side is very ambitious, if not just straight up suicidal.
Radiant's middle tower is
under
attack.
And that's Blink on Tiny. Okay, no, he doesn't get the last hit, so he needs half a minute.
Well, one thing that we talked about during the draft that we haven't really touched on too much yet is this Yoku Morphling. He's level 9 currently, building in towards the Lincoln Sphere, is going to have it pretty shortly. Is this a concern, the fact that you've basically just left the Morphling to do whatever he pleases, and he's only 600 gold behind the Jug?
I don't think it's a concern yet, because they're just about to get at least Blink on Tiny. They're about to start ramping up the pace a bit with this. I'm not sure what Bone 7's going. He's got 3k gold saved up.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
I feel like Manta's the way to go whenever you're playing against Slardar, just for the amp removal. And you can also dodge out things like E-Blade as the game goes on.
I mean, and eventually going to Diffusal Blade too, right?
Yeah, it's just so efficient. But to like more answer your question, Morphling, he's going to become a problem 10 minutes from now maybe when he gets his E-Blade, depending how quick that is. It's obviously going to become more of a problem, but this is like Kaipi's window, so I don't think they care about the Morphling right now. They just want to ignore him and take what they can. Because as long as they're taking towers or team fights or Roshans and getting things done, they'll be quite happy giving the Morphling things away. Because he's going to get farm regardless. It's just not efficient for their end to focus on him, I feel like.
Jug is going Battle Fury.
I think that's
Radiant's
okay.
bottom tower is under attack.
Let's see how this goes. Meanwhile, Friends is moving in to try and take down these creeps, and it does look like Kaipi have an idea that this is happening. The TP away. Looks like Mirana's going to be able to get out of there, and Friends just kind of get away with a little bit of robbery. So they took out a couple of those stacks.
That was so ballsy. I don't think they know they have the ward in their own jungle, but Bambo had the option to like relocate in, kill the Slardar if he was nearer towards his Tiny, I think. Maybe he didn't realize the Blink was on cooldown. He had to get away with a bit of murder there. Still not too bad for Kaipi. They maybe waste a minute rotating there, getting them out of the woods.
Oh, Bone 7 stalking this Morphling. But there's not really a great way to find this, and Slardar in the area as well. They might just be biting off more than they could chew. They jump forward, are going to be able to find Bone 7, and there is a kill for the Morphling on the Juggernaut. This is devastating. That's a really rough kill.
That's what they want to avoid as much as possible. And now they have like the man
relocate
advantage.
gank back in? What? Oh my goodness.
If he hit that hook, that's a nice free kill. still really good for them though. Like, you trade your carry for effectively nothing. Just more time for friends.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Well, and they're into the tier 2 tower. He is just so desperate for farm at this point. He didn't want to
this
miss
mech
the
is
last.
like 4 minutes slow, maybe more.
Yeah, this has been a hard game. And the other thing is, like, the Ancients helped a little bit, sure, but he has just been continually hampered here. And honestly, Undershock, if they bring in one more hero here, they could possibly find a kill. It's such a hard game right now for this Tidehunter, and I guess that's kind of also slowed down the movement from KP. You said that this is their window, but without that mechanism, feeling less confident.
Yep, and it's all like stemming from him not getting the team fights with Ravage. The Ancients got him back up to like a reasonable level, but like his farm's not that far behind Slardar. But Slardar's been getting things done consistently. Tide hasn't been able to do anything except his creeps.
They wanted that relocate, and they are going to go for it now, but this could end up being a huge disaster. Avatos combo. All right, Undershock does live through that. Sexy Bambo dropping low. The hook almost there onto Sing Sing, and they are going to be able to chase down 3-3. They still have Ravage available. They drop it now, looking for the turnaround. Blink, Avatos combo always on the fly, but there's going to be the crush. Sing Sing dove too deep, and now 3-3's going down. The Coon dying in his own base. The Witchshocked ultimate from inside the trees, though, and Fluff doing a decent chunk. Adaptive Strike breaks it. No Fear still trying to stay alive through this, and Bone 7 should be able to get the TP. Hook is going to be there, but it's not going to break the TP. And I thought it might have been enough damage, but it wasn't quite enough.
Hook doesn't break BKB TP? Am I retarded?
I've seen it happen before, where it deals the damage, but
no, well, the damage is pure, but it says it pierces spell immunity, so I'm pretty I don't know. Okay, whatever. That's really good that he gets out there, because if he died, that would have been like an even more horrible fight where they lose their Tiny, they lose their Ravage, and that's all just before they buy the mech as well, so it's a suboptimal time to fight, and Friends get a good chunk of money out of it. Morphling finishes off his Ghost Scepter, so he's pretty much unkillable. And now they just have to like sustain the other heroes. Again, Mirana has Ags, 18 minutes in. Doesn't have upgraded boots, but he was dual lane mid, died a few times, so pretty good timing on his end. He's gonna start being a bigger impact as well now. And Slider even has like a guarantee Midas, so the longer this game goes, the hero's gonna stay relevant, whether it's buying BKB, full staff, whatever. He's gonna stay relevant throughout every stage, and it just puts Friends in a good position.
It really does feel like that mechanism delayed by the Tidehunter has completely changed the way that this game got played. It's sort of like you were saying, Bone 7, he is saving up all of that gold. They were, I'm imagining, questioning, do we want to try and go for like a fighting build on him? As Morphling is just going to jump through. They go for a hook, ends up missing, but Fluff is going to die. And now 3-3 does not have a Ravage for another 20 seconds. He might go down. Adaptive Strike onto Sing Sing, trying to keep Coon alive. They have another hook shot, pulls him back in, and there's also going to be the ulti, the clinch toss combo, but Sing Sing, he's going to die again. Now chasing down this Tidehunter. He has the Ravage back up in 8 seconds, but is it going to be too late? They pull him in another hook from Always Wanna Fly, making the plays for his team. Gets saved as well by the Oracle. They do go for the relocate away, but honestly, I don't think you can go back into this. They're bringing in heroes. They are thinking about going for the Ravage. No, Bambo's dead. And now Yoku chasing down Bone 7. He might even go for this one. Waveform forward, Adaptive Strike, and the kill. Yoku put it on a clinic with his Morphling. Beautiful play. Afterlife could go in for another, but does not have the mana for a crush. And just like that, Friends take a demonstrative fight in the mid lane.
They're just fighting so well at the moment, and Kaipi with a few misplays, not meching at the right time, not having Ravage. They just had such a huge disadvantage there. And now, this whole, do you think Morphling's a problem thing? The answer's suddenly a big yes. Like right now, he doesn't even need E-Blade. Because he's always like on the offensive in fights. Oh wow, Arcane's on Slider. That is new.
He wants that Aether Lens, the bonus blink range, I'm sure. I mean, he did run into problems last time with running out of mana, so why not? Oh god, they have found Sing Sing again, and the Witch Doctor ultimate doing a good bit of damage, as does the Ravage. But Pudge was the only one down there. Couldn't find anything else.
Friends will be so happy with that. Like, that's a Ravage, a Witch Doctor ultimate.
Oh
Just
man.
for measly 5 position support. Or 4 position, whatever, it's still a support. And they can't really take Rosh off this, I don't think. Because the respawn time's fairly slow, fairly fast.
Dire's top tower
They don't have
is
the
under
best vision
attack.
up in the area either.
Oh.
It just feels so hard for them. Like, Jug's not super impactful now because he went for this Battle
Radiant's
Fury. He's
bottom
behind the
tower
Morphling.
is
His
under
fight
attack.
impact is definitely a lot lower than Mirana. Similar thing to the Tiny, where he had this window with Blink Dagger that didn't really get utilized. And now he's just not quite at his next item yet. I'm surprised they're even getting the chance to take this tier 2. Because Ravage is down. Friends probably don't know Mech is down, but we have the luxury of seeing that. I think trading favors Kaipi overall, because it lets their cooldowns come closer.
Yeah. Well, the interesting thing, again, that I was sort of alluding to is Sing Sing is looking to jump on Always Wanna Fly. Doesn't go for it. Is like, it felt as if Jug was almost baited into taking this Battle Fury because they couldn't go for like that early fighting as much as they would have wanted. He had to buy something. And then by the time the mechanism was up, it's now in this awkward situation where he still needs another item before he can really fight. And, you know, as you mentioned, Tiny's going for this battle build. You've got the Tidehunter as his mechanism now, so they kind of can fight, but all of the timings have just been thrown off slightly by those early problems in the laning stage. But with the Yasha now, do you think this allows the Jug to man up against some of these guys?
If it's not the Morphling and he's not amped, then yes. But we just saw the reveal of the E-Blade. Did a nice micro from Bambo, putting an illusion in harm's way, so they figured it out.
Oh.
But you can just look at like how much vision they're getting from like this replica, and they feel very comfortable pushing right now, so maybe when Ravage is up, Kaipi can get something done, but it just feels like their initiation is so subpar.
Oh god.
They're relying on a Tiny combo or a Ravage.
Oh, that hook. Bone 7, that's a pucker moment, and he's gonna back out. They actually relocate for this, and they'll find the Slardar. Alright, Afterlife, he goes down, Tidehunter picks up the kill with the long-range gush, and just like that, the hook shot onto Sing Sing, though. They get the toss immediately, and they're gonna be able to relocate out of that. That was awkward, awkward. Arrow? Not finding.
Kaipi kind of luck out there, but Fluff is... He's suddenly got balls of steel walking in like that.
They are bringing down 3-3 very rapidly. Yoku gonna waveform out of there. On the other side, Bone 7 does take down the Pudge, so this is looking kind of okay as they're still trying to find another angle here. Yoku, there's the adaptive strike, and they lose their Oracle. Things starting to fall apart for Friends, and the arrow from Undershock is going to connect onto Sing Sing. On the other side, though, the Blade Fury, he's trying to go off Bambo and will be able to find it. Undershock has a Blink Dagger after the urn wears off. Avalanche toss combo, that'll be enough. They get that kill. The only one left alive is going to be that Morphling after the Slardar respawns.
Wow. Walking in with your 5 position support and making that kind of fight happen. Kaipi really needed something like that, because the game was drastically like falling out of their hands, and now they kind of get this nice little boost of farm. Unfortunately, they don't get any objectives off it. Rosh would have been ideal, but they just aren't quite strong enough yet, so they need like one more fight like that with this Ravage. They also nearly have Blink on the Tide, so if they can secure one fight with that, then suddenly the game's back to even.
Oh. Getting very close to getting gone upon. Always Want to Fly with this Pudge is... He's been playing a really great game so far. Have you been impressed by the Pudge play?
It's been pretty good. I'm kind of questioning his item choices, but... Because you normally see things like F.R.I.E.N.D.S, 4 staff, Blink, so you can enable your hook. If he's going like pipe for his team, then that's completely fine. It's probably more of a team decision than his own. But if he just leaves it as a hood, I think it's really weird. Yeah, he's been hitting all the hooks he needs to hit. Solid play.
Kaipi thinking that the smoke gank is coming their direction. They're holding the high ground, but the pings come out and you suddenly realize that Roshan might be what's happening.
Yeah, they just got Manta on Jug, they just got Blink on Tide. So they're in about as good a position as any to fight right now. If they get good initiation, they can definitely win the fights. Ideally, you find Oracle or Slider first. I think if you find the cores, they just get saved.
Running from the north, the smoke's still half duration. They're gonna find somebody, and Undershock might break it. Oh, they've been able to find jumping forward on to Always Want to Fly. Afterlife with the counter initiation play, but there's also going to be an arrow onto Bone 7 after the Ravage. He's able to turn it back around. Undershock gonna drop, as is Afterlife. I'm sure Yoku is, I think, just gonna need to run away at this point. They've already lost the Slardar. Bambo does go down, no fear. And Morphling able to find that kill. Waveform 4 trying to kill off Bone 7. He needs to switch over to Strength Form now. It looks like it will happen. The buyback from Slardar dissuades Kaipi from going any further. And with that, it looks like they come away with a pretty big Kaipi win.
Yeah, that's huge. Buyback on Slardar, it's not that big a deal, but again, it's just more damage towards Friend's pockets. And while the Morphling's still quite far ahead, you can see the rest of the team is just, they're not quite strong enough to fight Kaipi right now. Like, the Mirana's too fragile, the Oracle just doesn't have any kind of range or mobility items, so the second he shows in a fight, he's kind of just free food for anyone that has a Blink Dagger and can go on him. Or run at him.
Now also is about to build into his next item, goes for the BKB. This is originally the first time I saw it, I think it was in some Chinese Dota for a while, and they just run it to get that extra survivability, but meanwhile they run Afterlife into Sing Sing, and that is going to be enough to find the kill. Always Want to Fly also maybe in some trouble. They pull back the arrow, going to be able to catch onto Bambo with that hook. And Sing Sing now with Bone 7 going to chase down that Pudge, no fear, not going to be able to save him. Fluff will get killed off by the Morphling, and a 3-person Fortune's End. No fear still running, but Sing Sing finds him. There's no way he was out of there. So all of the supports die, and Tidehunter is left alive after the initial kill on Slardar. Undershock needs to be careful now as well. Does have a Blink Dagger. Oh, leap, stunned. Has the Blink. Run away, little Mirana. And isn't going to be able to get out of there.
Playing it close. Again, Kaipi just, that's a fight without Ravage that they win. And now they're asserting control of this area. I think it was just like a bit of overconfidence from the Slider, because he has the sentry here, so chances are he's like, well, Kaipi don't have any vision here, or I should be safe to walk up. Gets punished. Again, still no Rosh collateral. Team's being super passive about it, which I think is good. Because if you overcommit and then you get wiped in the pit, give it up, it's an awful feeling.
Yoku is terrifying. Currently sitting with
really
a bit
well.
over 200 agi, and you just throw out one of those adaptive strikes with the E-Blade, and anybody that's there is just gone. So nicely played. And I mean, they're going back in, checking out Roshan, but it feels to me like this is one of those Morphling games where if Yoku plays it well, he's only playing against himself at this point. There's barely an opponent.
No, well, the thing is, the 5 opponents are killing his 4 teammates, and then he's like, guys, I don't have my 6 items yet. I need you to be relevant for like 10 more minutes.
Bone 7, he's moving into this. They've got Blink, they've got Omni Slash available. Always Want to Fly, might wake up here. If they are able to get the initiation on a Bone 7, this would be huge. They spot him out but don't want to go for it. And with Roshan dying, they are going to hit the arrow onto the Coon. He wanted to Ravage so badly. He's going to drop, and now can they find anything else off the back of it? Yoku turning on to Bambo. Isn't going to be able to find the kill as he gets the tether away, but a triple kill for Bone 7. Is it going to be enough? They're switching over to Strength Form for Yoku, and he is going to drop. There is the Aegis popped at the very least. The arrow connects onto Bone 7, still controlled. Yoku is going to waveform to the high ground. In a little bit more trouble, though, with Sing Sing's chasing. There is a turnaround E-Blade for himself, trying to stay alive, but with 4,000 HP, is it going to be enough? There's the replicate away. Makes his escape,
the plays.
kills off Bone 7, Undershock leaps away! Oh my god, and now the relocate in. Having trouble trying to follow all the action here. They do take down that Undershock Mirana. Yoku's still tanky as all hell.
He has no more strength.
Alright, he does have his E-Blade still, and a 4-second stun ain't bad either. So they get out with their Morphling.
Overall, that's really like... I don't think anyone wins from that, really. Except the Mirana definitely loses. Her farm is... it fell off a cliff a long time ago.
Yeah.
She just doesn't feel relevant
It leaped
outside
off a cliff? What's that?
Yeah, but if you leap, your cat is meant to land on its feet and then you
That's
live. She fell. No leap.
Rough life. Well...
Yeah. Despite the fact that Morphling has BKB, in that kind of situation, he can't frontline enough for his like supporting cast to be allowed to do their thing. Every time someone's getting picked off and then they're fighting at a deficit and Morphling's trying to claw the fight back through getting 1 or 2 pickoffs, and he's not having trouble doing that. It's just the rest of his team need like 1 item each. Like imagine if they had like a 4-staff on the Pudge, or Oracle had any kind of saving mechanism. Even things like Limit Cave might be relevant. But they're effectively playing with a range creep that has Starstorm and Morphling, and then a few stuns.
Right. Yeah, that's
that
true.
might sound like a bit patronizing, but all their supports are just... The second they get focused in fights, it's really just Kaipi's favor every time.
Yeah.
And because they lack like a super strong frontliner right now, Morphling doesn't want to do that. He wants to be going in and out, using his replicate, being hyper mobile. There's just no one to focus.
Right.
So they just kill the squishies. And they have the luxury of doing that because they can all get in and out.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
The 2 4-staffs on both supports, they've got the Whiz. They've got the counter initiation from Tide, and both their cores have blinks.
I don't know,
And a
when
good
I'm
amount of
looking
burst
at this
damage.
though, I still just think about what
Dire's
Morphling is
top
going to bring to
tower
them.
is
Like,
under
they've
attack.
gone for basically, like, split pushing style, going into contesting Roshan, but they have so much damage that can be dealt, like, with Mirana pushing out the creep waves and then Morphling taking the towers. They're going to find Yoku again, but I just don't know how you kill him. Like, I don't think that they can kill him with these heroes that they've got, unless it's, like, Morphling completely alone. I don't know. That's to me the way that I'm reading the game going. It's I don't know if KP are going to be able to like get the structural damage they need. It's still tier 2 towers there, and Mirana does manage to escape just barely.
That was so close. Yeah, and I agree. Killing the Morphling, it's not something that's on the cards for them. But if he's only killing like 1 support, if he's even killing them, because they're generally 4-staffing away and then can't quite finish them with just the E-Blade at the moment, or at least the IO. If he overcharges it, I think he lives. Witch Doctor, on the other hand, might just die. But that's his contribution to the fight if they're winning. I think he still needs 1 more item.
Okay.
Manta is like a nice farming split push item. Doesn't affect the fights too much, I feel like.
Shadows.
There's very little he has to worry about for dispelling,
Dire's bottom
maybe some
tower is
casts.
under attack.
It's definitely more the
Dire's
split push
structures are
route.
fortified.
Oh, and they do have Blink Ravage available, but Morphling is already gone. And he's up in the top lane Undershot currently. Not going to get... Oh, guess a little bit to the right there.
Dire's bottom tower
And
has fallen.
Mirana was to the left. Looks like Always Wanna Fly is trying to set up here, though, onto this 3-3 Tidehunter. I don't know if they can find this kill, though.
No, 2 supports can't do this.
Look at how aggressive Yoku is being. He's just walking into 4 heroes of Kaipi and they're backing out. Like, what?
Yeah, he has-
How is
yeah.
this a thing? Arrow connects onto Fluff, he's gone.
Like, they don't have their Tide, and he has no way of getting here except TPing to the base, so they definitely had to bail there.
Oh,
They
man.
also had this ward, so I think they saw the rotations from Friends coming out. But they can get the relocate bottom, so they might find the free Pudge.
Always Wanna Fly. Takes a little bit to the face and is going to try and regen up Sing Sing, but isn't really going to amount to much, except for more time for Yoku to hit these creeps, push down towers, and be a Morphling. The best way he knows
He's the
how.
carry his team needs. Is he the hero we need? I think he is.
He's definitely the hero that friends need. I don't think that there's many other heroes that can just carry a game on this patch in the same way that Morphling can. It's disgusting. And now, well, his replicate's wearing out. All right, he's able to get to it last second. All right, that's a thing. I mean, do you start itemizing to deal with him? Thinking about like going back for sheep sticks or something? Is that the play for Kaipi here?
Who buys it though? I think Abyssal's the most likely option on Jug. Tiny's not really a disable item buyer, whether it's Abyssal, Hex, whatever. Maybe a Blood Fawn if I'm being super optimistic, but I think you'd already just rather have a Daedalus or an AC.
Oh, they're thinking
and the
about
supports
this.
don't have money.
They are
So maybe the Tides for Hexfire? Even then, yeah, it's hard. They have to focus on like winning the team fight on the other 4 heroes.
Oh, under shock. Oh, Ravage connects. It is going to end up being a kill there on the Mirana.
That's really, really good. Heads
And
up.
gem down. Oh, yeah, that's nice. Morphling's going to push this out, but losing the gem. They don't have Ravage, so things get a little bit scary, but relocate in to try and clear this out. And that's time for Kaipi to push.
I don't think Friends have a way of answering the cooldown on Ravage at the moment. The fight's just... it's all on Morphling. If this was a pub game, I'd feel comfortable saying, yeah, this hero's got this, but it's a controlled environment where Kaipi are going to realize he's their only factor, and you probably kill the rest of the team, and he can't 1v5 yet.
Tiny doesn't have a TP right now. It's on cooldown.
Cloud9 gaming.
Bonus 7. They're out.
They don't get punished for it, luckily. Having relocate's always a nice save. Like when the Morph was pushing, they could go back, relocate, and they don't really lose any map control for it.
Look at this tower, though. Over in the mid lane, it's dropping super low, and it's not been the easiest go for them so far. Morphling just keeps on taking down these creep waves, and it's going to be in a good position.
Yeah, he's kind of just playing like a Naga, cutting creep waves. Don't get me wrong, he's doing an amazing job to keep his team in this game with how little they're really contributing to things. And it's not like their own fault, it's just a really hard game for the rest of them. Now Mirana has a BKB, maybe it becomes a lot easier for her. Because the AoE control isn't going to be the problem, it's mostly just going to be the single target damage of Jug and Tiny. Jug went BKB, so he doesn't have any form of control through a BKB yet. Tiny only has toss, which... as long as you don't leap when he's about to toss you, you're all good.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, in the meantime, this ward placed off to the side as well is going to pay some dividends since they don't have the gem. That one's rarely taken away. But they're scouting out pretty much everything that's going on over there, at least. And in the meantime, with an Ag Scepter up for Tiny, what's the point where you start thinking about... do you ever replace the Echo Saber for Tiny?
One more item, BOTs, maybe Moonshot, then replace.
Okay.
I think it depends what you need. But I would definitely get rid of the TP and buy BOTs, then replace. Because I think Blink and Axe are just too core if you buy them.
Care for vision.
Echoes.
Over to the side, they're looking for the catch. No fear, dropping low. He had the Glimmer Cape. Counterplay is going to be there, but not quickly enough. Morphling is still going to push along the top lane while this fight plays out. Juggernaut is able to kill off the Pudge, so 2 heroes quickly gone. It does feel, though, that if KP, if they are going to go in for Roshan when it eventually comes up, they'll be able to pressure the top tower too much.
Like, if Rosh was up there, I think Friends have to concede it, and maybe they would have gotten a bit of damage on the tier
going
3.
forward, killing
That's a nice
Bambo.
kill.
Sing Sing, taking some damage himself. Yoku and Undershock, they're making it happen. Meantime, Afterlife finds Fluff, he gets stunned, and the chase is going to be there. 1-2 with the bash, a third one finds the kill. He pops his BKB and is going to start to run. Morphling is here as well, turns on to Bone 7, slowed down by the Scotty, and BKB popped, he's going down, they kill off another, looking over there for 3-3, the ward coming in spades, and just like that, 4 are gone for KP, and Friends have a clear path towards buybacks, or potentially racks.
This game's just a seesaw, honestly. Them killing Bambo there isolate Sing Sing, and then the Replicate's in a position where it can cut off the retreat from Bone 7, and he does have buyback. I imagine
They're using it now.
Give him credit that he has it.
This is fortification coming out as well.
This is tier 3 easily.
They want to come and contest though, and with Blink Avatos combo, it's pretty good. But just look at the positioning right here. There's the toss forward. All right, Morphling in deep water and is going to go after Bambo with the waveform, but he's popped BKB, just bringing down that Morphling. Excuse me, the Tidehunter, he drops down to 100 HP, is going to live through it the whole time through, though. Barracks are continuing to fall. Always want to fly, controlling Sing Sing is going to die to him, though. Monster kill streak, Undershock running away as well as Yoku is taking down the Barracks and is not quite going to finish it off. So they get the range, but not the melee.
That's so good for Kaipi, though. They hold the racks, they hold Jug's buyback. They didn't have to expend Ravage. Suddenly, from a really bad situation, it doesn't look so bad. They did just smoke under a ward, though, so Friends have the ability to counterplay this if they want to. They might have just been smoking for, like, beelining it to Rosh.
Yeah.
We're gonna see Morana, though. So I think they know it's not happening.
They have the Ravage available as well. Bone 7 is left alone here. They don't have the Jug with them, and well, Yoku throws it out. Fluff is eliminated, just gone from the map, gone from the game, and Afterlife misses the crush. There's the amp damage. Everybody jumps to the right. Bambo forced down to the left. Omni Slash gonna connect onto 2, and Undershock might go down to it. Saved at the last second. No Fear making the plays for his team. Ravage onto Yoku. He is so tanky though, 3,000 HP already, and it looks like Undershock is gonna finally fall. The Juggernaut Omni doing too much, but a triple for Yoku. Looking for more. Might be able to bring down 3-3. Ultra kill for the Morph. Oh no, he is just too scary. And looking like they're ready to go in towards Rosh, and you can hear the pings of frustration.
They just do too much damage with this Morphling. Like,
Oh, Bone 7 pops in. Can they control him? Can they kill him? He's going down! Oh, Yoku! The delayed rampage isn't going to be happening. Is he going to find it? He gets Glimmer-Caped waveform out. There's the kill. Beyond godlike streak. Sing Sing also going to fall. They don't have any answer. Friends do it. Good game. Well played gets called as they take it in the clutch. Oh, it hurts.
I feel like I just lost my bet because they only have Morphling. Fuck, man. That hero, he played so well though. Like, his amount of mistakes were probably countable on one hand, if that. He put his team on his watery back and they somehow didn't fall through, and he took them across the finish line. And while Kaipi did stumble a few times, I feel like you just have to give Friends credit for pulling this through. They did so fucking well, it's insane.
Really, really well played there by the Morphling, Yoku, and the rest of his team. I mean, there were good plays by Always Want to Fly at various points. They got him to that Lincolns, to that E-Blade, allowed him to just put the rest of the team on his back, and they made it work in the end. So 21-1 with 8 assists on top of it. I mean, at that point, it's just, how do you stop it? The Morphling, too scary. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. It's an absolute pleasure casting for you all, Lyrical as well as PQMZ on the cast. Any final thoughts that you have on the game, the series as a whole, where you see these teams going in the future? What's striking your fancy?
Nerf Morphling, buff Kaipi. Good stuff.
Wonderful.
I think both these teams are going to be on the up and up recently. Kaipi kind of get the worst end of the stick today, but I don't know, Friends just surprised me. I didn't think they'd quite match Kaipi, but they had a really, really good showing today.
Europe is looking strong. We'll see what ends up happening as we get closer and closer to the Boston Major qualifiers as well. I'm excited. Stick around, everybody. We still have one more series. PQMZ, I believe that you're leaving us for now. And I believe the next person on who's going to be joining is Mr. Rhyme. If you guys have a little bit of a flavor for more British casters.
The cream of the crop, dude.
Absolutely. Talking about Europe. Oh wait, not Europe anymore. Sorry, I don't want to rub salt in the wounds I've had. Anyways.
Gee, thanks.
All right, everybody, stick around. Next series up soon. It's going to be Fantastic 5 versus Pro Dota Gaming. We'll see you guys in a sec.